Imagine that you're a VR designer and developer and you're building an app to view videos in VR. Let's say you're trying to watch YouTube in VR. And so you've mocked up some designs for how you might go about searching videos and looking them up. And now you want to be able to test how this looks and feels in VR. Normally, you'd have to open up Unreal or Unity and actually start programming things. But you've mocked up these designs, and using our prototyping tool, you can go ahead and test all of these out. So you've gone ahead and imported your designs into our VR prototyping tool, and now you can see how they look and feel in VR. So we're going to drop in this 2D canvas. Now your first idea is to have these screens kind of around you and see how that looks and feels. So we're going to drop in these different canvases. I'm going to size them up to be about the same. Kind of where you'd imagine these textures to be. Now let's go ahead and add these textures. So here's my channel texture. Let's go ahead and add playlists, and we'll add this one. And so now we can kind of see these screens all around us. And as you can see, they're kind of big, so maybe we see what it's like to shrink them. Maybe place them a little bit differently. Oops. But one thing you notice is that it's kind of hard to see all these screens. It's a little bit weird to have them kind of all around you. So maybe now you want to see what it feels like to be able to switch between scenes by touching these buttons. So let's go ahead and try that. What we're going to do is we're just going to make these go away and focus here on this screen here. So let's switch this to our first subscribed. And what we're going to do is actually going to change to a different scene. And now what we have is an empty scene. And on this, we're going to add the second playlist button. And we're going to switch to this other scene and add this. So now we've got this idea of 3 different scenes that we can switch between. Now this is nice because I can kind of see what it's like to have one panel that switches just in front of me. But I want to be able to interact with this. So let's go ahead and add some transition zones. Now with these transition zones, we can make it so that when I touch this transition box, it switches to a certain scene. So when I touch on this box, I want to switch to scene 1. When I touch on this transition box, I want to switch to scene 2. And when I touch this transition box, I want to switch to scene 3. And now, when I touch this button, it changes to the proper scene. And now I'm starting to prototype interactions with my designs. And I can go a step further. Maybe I don't like how it's placed there. Maybe I want it to be closer to me. Maybe kind of tilted like this. See what this feels like. I can press this test mode so it's just the panel here. This is kind of cool. I like the way that this feels. But maybe just because I want to test all my options, I also want to see what this looks and feels like far out in front of me and large. Kind of the way that Steam VR works. Same with Oculus Home. So now I got a sense for what this feels like, and I can actually point and click at my transition zones. Now I have this idea of point and click interactions. And I like this too. So here I am as a prototyper. I can both prototype where things are, how they're scaled, and their orientation, and I can also prototype my interactions with them. And obviously this is just the beginning of this prototyping tool. A lot more is to be added, but this kind of gives you an idea of how we can start prototyping interactions and user interfaces before doing a lot of hard work with the programming.